All right, let's look at matching these types of reactions and what patterns we want to look out for. So we have one compound in the first reactant, and it creates two products. So anytime one compound is in the reactants, we're going to be dealing with a decomposition because it's breaking up into more than one part. For the next one, we have two compounds in our reactants, and we also have two compounds in our products. So anytime we have two compounds, we're probably looking at double displacement, where the Ag, for example, combines with the Cl and the K joins with the NO3. So this one is double displacement. For the next one, we have a CH compound and oxygen, and anytime those are the reactants, we have a combustion. We can also decide if it's complete or incomplete. If we have only CO2 and H2O, then it's complete. If it was incomplete, we might also see C and CO. And for our last matching, we have H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. And so because we have one compound in our product, it can only be one type from the types that we've been practicing, and that's synthesis. So these are the matches for the types and things to look out for. Now when we're matching, when you're choosing your answer for number 2, you can also practice predicting products. So for example, you could put a piece of paper. I'm just going to use a square to simulate this. So you could use a piece of paper, cover your answers, and I folded your paper if you tried this self-reflection on paper, just to help you look at these and actually only look at the reactants to figure out if you can predict what type of reaction. We're going to see the same pattern, so let's just label these ones. So we have an element and a compound. So that's the pattern we want to look for in a single displacement. Now, it's not the only type of reaction that's an element and a compound. We can also see that in some types of synthesis reactions, but it's most likely to be single displacement. For double, again, we see two compounds. And again, it's not a guarantee that two compounds is going to always be double displacement, but it's a good chance that it will be. So if I see two ionic compounds where I have positive and negative ions, that's a double displacement. When I see two elements like this one, that's always going to be a synthesis. So it can't be single because there isn't something to be kicked out in the other reactant. Then if we see only one compound in the reactants, that's always going to be decomposition. It's just going to split up into its elements. And if I see a CH plus O2, it's always going to be a type of combustion reaction. And in this case, notice that we don't have much more information to tell us whether to use complete or incomplete. So when you're predicting CH plus O2 reactions, it'll tell you to use complete or incomplete. And for incomplete, it's going to tell you what products to use.